Hey there, and welcome back to Pirate Hunter Traffy, where we delve into the captivating world of One Piece. And today, we have an exciting treat in store for you all. In this video, we're going to dive deep into the thrilling events of One Piece Chapter 1086. Chapter 1086 picks up with crazy reveals. Oda-sensei's masterful storytelling takes us on a roller coaster ride of emotions with each passing spoiler. We'll analyze the jaw-dropping reveal about the Gorosei, unravel the mystery surrounding new ancient weapons, and speculate on the fate of our beloved crew members. Brace yourselves for heart-stopping revelations and shocking plot twists. So grab your straw hats, gather your nakama, and join us as we embark on this riveting journey through One Piece Chapter 1086. First, there's the chapter's name, Chapter 1086, The Five Elders. So, the first bullet point says that the rest of the five elders' names are exposed and that each of them has the title Warrior God. Man, that's a great title. Okay, so the Gorosei might be too strong in the big scheme of things. Saturn is first, he is the warrior god of scientific defense. I really like this news about Saint Saturn because it makes a lot of sense why he and only he would want to go to Egghead Island and get rid of Vegapunk. He probably wants those scientific inventions for himself after they do their dirty work. So, next is Saint Shepherd Jupiter, the warrior god of agriculture. He is the blonde one. Do you get what Oda is going for? Saturn, Jupiter, Saturn? Yeah, no, he knows all the names of all the planets. Saint Ethan Baron V. Nasujuro, the warrior god of finance, is the guy with the bald head and glasses. And the leakers said that this one is Nasu, so Venus is Venasu. Oda loves this play on words. Next, though, we have Saint Topman Valkyrie, the warrior god of law. He's the one with the big beard. So the play on words in this one is a little bit harder. The leakers say that this is meant to be Mercury. So Topman and Curie from Valkyrie, put them together and you get something like Mercury. So for the last one, we have Saint Marcus Mars, the fighter and god of the environment. And I know it's low-key for me to say this, but I don't think the wordplay is necessary to make the Mars link. So, now that we know the names and titles of everyone in Gorosei, I'm just really interested to see if this has anything to do with the changes we saw in the last chapter, or if these titles are just political. This isn't the case most of the time, right? Most of the time, the names tell us something about what they can do. But I'm not going to lie, I have no idea what these names could mean. But if you know anything about what these names and titles might mean, please let me know in the comments part below. Now, let's talk about La Lucia. We know that Vegapunk made a weapon that was used to destroy it. After all, it wasn't Uranus. Man, we need to start making Vegapunk more powerful. He made a weapon that could completely destroy an island. Vegapunk made a new version of an old weapon, proving that history does tend to repeat itself. I think that's what's happening here as well. Vegapunk is making old weapons for the world government without knowing it. This could be a big reason why they want to kill him. They understand that his technology has gone too far and that he is too strong, so they have to stop him. And along the same lines, I wouldn't be surprised if Vegapunk was the light they wanted to put out all along. So, moving on to the next point, we learned that one of the first 20 kings and queens was a Saint Imu from the Nerona family. Oda is just telling us all the important things in one chapter. So, we have Saint Imu Nerona, who lived 800 years ago, and then we jump to the present, where we find Saint Imu sitting on an empty chair. I don't want to say it, but I think it could be the same person. This could be proof that Imu really is from the Void Century. A lot of people already thought that way, but this pretty much confirms what they thought. I also feel like there's another play on words in this name, but I can't quite figure it out yet. Now, we get to one of the last plot points, which says that the Holy Knights sentence Mosgard, a good man, to death. We see that their boss is a Figureland family member, and if you don't know where the name Figureland comes from, it's from One Piece Film Red. Oda gives us a small hint in Film Red that Shanks may be related to the Figureland family. People were looking at the Holy Knights and saying, hey, The guy in front kind of looks like Shanks, but maybe it's not Shanks. Maybe it's a twin brother, a dad, or someone like that. Now that we know Shanks' own family still lives in the Holy Land, it looks like we may have proof of that right here. And that's not all. They're also part of the Holy Knights. Shanks isn't that bad after all. The person whose shadow we saw in chapter 1083 is just someone who knows him. Shanks is going to be about a family of bad people, and I'm all for it. And while we're talking about Shanks' family, can we talk about how crazy it is that there is an order where Shanks' family can just walk up to a celestial dragon and say, "Hey, you did something bad, we're killing you." The power that Shanks' family has is pretty crazy, and now I'm interested in the other Holy Knights. I wonder if Shanks' family will have more Holy Knights, or if we'll just see more celestial dragon families moving around. With St. Mosgard's death on the brink, I think this will soon lead to a big thing happening to the Straw Hats, and the only reason for that is that Sai and Leo are still around. I think Sai and Leo will do something stupid when they discover what will happen to St. Mosgard. This could be the biggest thing that happens to the Straw Hat Grand Fleet in the future. Now we get to the very last plot point. This hasn't been proven or disproven yet, but this chapter seems to tell us that there are 2 more Seraphims. In this part, we see the Gecko Moria Seraphim and the Crocodile Seraphim. These 2 Seraphim are just hanging out in the Holy Land, which makes sense since Rob Lucci will have the Kuma Seraphim the next time we see him on Cat Island. So it makes the most sense to also have more Seraphim here. Now that these 2 Seraphim have been added to the list, the only one we're missing is the Doflamingo Seraphim, which is all but sure at this point because 6 of the 7 warlords already have their Seraphim models. Doflamingo is the only one who isn't there, and I just know he must be somewhere. Also, speaking about Doflamingo, turns out Saint Don Quixote Mjosgard, member World Noble, might actually be related to Doflamingo. This is highly likely since they share the same family name and are basically World Nobles. Could Mjosgard be Doflamingo's ticket out of prison? Let us know in the comments. Back to the Seraphim bullet point. Assuming this bullet point is accurate, my biggest concern is, what demon fruit do the Seraphim have? They can only eat Paramecia devil fruits. The Shadow fruit is simple for Gecko Moria to consume, but the crocodile fruit presents a little bit of a challenge. Since the Seraphim form is limited to green blood, which is solely Paramecia based, he cannot possess the Logia sand fruit as the original crocodile does. What devil fruit in terms of Paramecia do you guys think would fit Crocodile the best? In my opinion, Crocodile would go best with Magellan's poison fruit because it is one of the toughest Paramecia. Regardless, I'd be interested in hearing your opinions on that. Okay, so here is the last spoiler of chapter 1086. Turns out we will be receiving a confirmation of Sabo's bounty in 1087. Yes, you heard that right, we can finally rank Sabo's abilities based on the bounty. Okay, so before we wrap up this video, I just wanted to mention that there won't be any new One Piece chapters for a couple of weeks. We do not yet understand why Oda is taking a break. We are unsure of whether it is medical or he's simply taking a break. I certainly hope the latter. Naturally, we always wish Oda could take a break. However, a One Piece chapter won't be published for up to 4 weeks. Having said that, he did provide us with a fantastic chapter to build upon. We now know the names and titles of every Gorosei and have proof that Shanks has relatives in the Holy Land who are in charge of the Holy Knights. We have Vegapunk producing maybe brand new Seraphim as well as antiquated weapons. We have a ton to discuss just from this one chapter, not to mention, if the rumors are accurate, a One Piece live action trailer ought to arrive relatively soon during this vacation. Okay, with that out of the way, thanks so much for sticking around and watching this far into the video. Consider liking, commenting, and subscribing in the comment section below. Also, a special thank you to the channel's subscribers, and yes, I'd be very interested in hearing all of your theories regarding the Gorosei, Emu, their entire name, Vegapunk, his ancient weapons, and, assuming the Seraphim theory is accurate, what you think of Crocodile's devil fruit. I'd adore hearing it all below. That's it for today, but be sure to check out this next video.